Happy Wednesday. Good morning. My name is Jennifer Waters, and I am happy to say that I am part of the CNY fertility team here in Syracuse, New York. Hello, everyone. Usually I come on in the afternoon, but my schedule changed. So here we are in the morning, Wednesday morning. Today I want to talk about from scrambled to success. I don't love the analogy of our human eggs being associated with the eggs of chickens, but I couldn't help the name. It's a good name because I think it's important for us to think about what causes our egg quality to decline, which is very similar to scrambled energy, scrambled cells in the form of cellular damage, and what is causing cell damage. So that's why I'm using the name from scrambled to success. I thought it was fun, cute, and that's exactly what we are hoping to do: improve our egg quality, optimize our egg quality, so that we can have successful outcomes. You might be wondering, why am I wearing my winter coat? Well, because I'm freezing. it's a damp, cold day here in Syracuse, and that means it's the beginning of spring, which is a good time to begin some purification practices. So before I get into that, though, I want to let everybody know, well, first of all, I want to apologize if you have reached out to me and been unable to get a time to talk or an appointment. I apologize for that. I was out of the office last week, and we have simplified everything here. You can schedule a complimentary 10-minute phone call with me directly from my website. Okay. So all you have to do is go to jenniferwaters.world. Okay. No, .net, jenniferwaters.net. And there's a book now link there. When you go on that link, it will bring you to MindBody, my website, and you can just schedule a free consult with me. It's 10 minutes. We can actually get a lot done in a 10-minute conversation. I am amazed at how much information we can share in just 10 minutes. Okay, so please, to make it easiest for you to be sure to get on my calendar, just go ahead and do that. So that's the good news. The other good news is spring is coming. One way or the other, the weather is going to improve. Okay. So I want to talk about what causes a decline in our egg quality. Those of you that know me probably already know what I'm going to say here. But yesterday when I was in the clinic at CNY Fertility, we had 2, maybe 3 lovely women in their 20s come. And we're seeing more and more women with fertility challenges in their 20s. Those of you that are older probably remember it used to be the only thing that caused a decrease in egg quality was age, right? Well, you're old, so therefore your embryos aren't going to be good. Your eggs aren't going to be good. So that's not the case anymore. Although we could define age as how well our cells are functioning, how well our mitochondria inside the cells are functioning, right? So you could be 36 and have eliminated a lot of toxins, decreased all the free radicals and inflammation, and have really high functioning mitochondria and cells. And you could be 26 or 28 and be full of toxins, full of cellular damage in the form of heat and inflammation, free radicals, right? So what's the difference? What's the difference there? A lot of it comes down to what you've been exposed to environmentally. If you've been on a lot of prescription drugs beginning at a young age. No, I don't want you to feel shame or guilt or any kind of negative emotions connected with this. It's a both and world. Sometimes you do things You don't realize there are other options, or this was the only option for you. So it's okay, whatever decisions you've made in the past in terms of diet or pharmaceutical prescription drugs or anything, that's fine. What we want to focus on is here forward. What can you do starting now to improve your health, decrease inflammation, remove the toxic burden on your cells, on your organs, right? And here's the good news. Improving your egg quality is almost identical to preventing miscarriage, to preventing recurring pregnancy loss. So, as you start to improve your organ function and decrease your toxic load, eliminate heat, excess heat, you are actually setting yourself up to have a successful pregnancy. Okay, so it's the same thing. Good morning, Andrea. I'm 52. Yeah, I would say, that's a good question. I have a lot of women in their late 40s, early 50s asking me that. I am not God, although we are all God on some level. I don't know. I mean, why not? Miracles occur all the time. That would be a good question for Dr. Kiltz and the other docs, Dr. Verdi Ellis. See what they say. Because I'm very open to, we just don't know. Probably, but I don't want to give you any false hope. No matter what, when you start doing purification practices, you're not ever going to regret it. The side effects are you feel better, your skin clears up, you don't have headaches anymore, you have more energy, you're feeling good. So those are great side effects, right? Yes. I'm 50. Again, it's worth a try. Those are good questions. I have a lot of women in their early 50s, like I said, wondering if they still have a chance. And that is the $1 million question, right? Again, it depends on, I would want to do a consultation with you and look at how your health is overall. Remember, you're not your blood work. You're not your FSH or AMH. You are not that. We have to pay attention to the symptoms. How is your sleep? How is your digestion? How is your elimination? Those are the foundational aspects of your overall egg quality and fertility, right? So we really want to look at that. So back to the story of the 20-something-year-olds that I saw this week. But all of the women that I saw in their 20s yesterday were beautiful, clear skin, radiant health, seemed very happy, in good relationships. So how do we know that they have damage to their eggs? Well, we don't, because when you look at them, they look great. Here's the thing that I've discovered after being in clinical practice for a couple decades. Some people show on the external through their skin what's going on inside. Eczema, acne, psoriasis, these are all an external showing of what's going on. And some people don't. You can't tell at all. Their skin looks great. You have no idea that inside they have cysts, fibroids, endometriosis, PCOS, whatever it is. So what's the difference? I think it comes down to emotional sensitivity. I really do. Women, because that's primarily who we're addressing here, who are very sensitive, tend to externalize their internal environment. So we look at them and we can see, oh, a 16-year-old girl that has a lot of acne and a lot of skin issues. I always tell her, although it's more challenging because it's embarrassing, I would prefer to see what's going on with you rather than, so we can address it and treat the imbalances, versus you're putting it inside and developing cysts and tumors that we don't see. So it's better to see what's going on the outside versus we don't see. So what does this have to do with the 20-somethings with poor egg quality? We don't know, because we can't tell on the outside that most likely they have high levels of could be mercury, aluminum, lead, cadmium, or they've been eating a lot of foods with glyphosate, other pesticides, herbicides. So we have to start cleaning up the terrain, right? Oftentimes, women that decide, oh, I'm going to do a 10-day or a 28-day purification practice. Good. Thank you, Vanessa, for doing that. Automatically will conceive, possibly even naturally, right? So just by some simple practices of purification, you're going to improve your outcomes. All right. So what are some of the practices that you can do? Well, my favorite one is sweating, right? Sauna therapy. I like the near infrared sauna. You heat your body up from the inside out and sweat. Make sure you wipe the sweat off, because that's where the toxins are. You don't want to reabsorb that which you're getting rid of. Eliminating, make sure you're pooping every day. Okay. I'm talking to more and more women, especially if you're on the keto diet, which is a wonderful anti-inflammatory diet, but you want to make sure you're pooping every day. So if you're going to increase your fiber, there's easy ways to do that. Reach out to me. There's a couple good products that are not habit forming. They're going to help you to poop, because excess hormones, when you don't poop regularly, you're going to have excess hormones in the gut, and then you can reabsorb them. So we do not want that. Okay. Moving your lymphatic system, really important. Remember, the lymph system is the garbage system of the body. I'll address that in a moment, Rochelle. You want to make sure your lymphatic is moving. How do you do that? Gentle bouncing, right? On a trampoline, not jumping, but gentle bouncing moves the lymph. Skin brushing is great. You get your lymphatics moving that way. There's a company I like that has purification suppositories. Now, this is not a big leap for you all because of the protocols that you're doing, the progesterone. So, but for other folks, it is a big deal. But I can tell you, it's easy. Anything that's not another pill or shot or restricted diet, I'm going to embrace. Why? Simple, easy. People are sick of taking more pills. Everyone that I talk to, they don't want more things to do. Suppositories, easy, right? And you start chelating out heavy metals. You start getting your organs to function better. Obviously, nutrition, you want to be eating well. I try to think of it in terms of nutrition, not just diet, right? We don't want to be on a diet, but we want to nourish ourselves with good nutrition every day. It is the foundation of your health. It is making the blood in your body. You want high quality nutrition is going to translate to high quality blood. And that is ultimately what is making your embryos, your eggs. Glutathione. I love, you all know, I love the patches. Oh, so I did create for you all, it's called the 5-day reset. Okay. So if you want to jump into something and take 5 days and use phototherapy to open up all your meridians, this is the foundation of your health and your organ function. With the YH Trio and Energy Enhancers, I created a 5-day reset, it's called. And it is for sale on my website. I was going to give you the link. You'll find it on there. It's under phototherapy patches, 5-day reset. And it's just an easy way to get things, to get your cells functioning, to wake up the mitochondria so that you have enough energy to, good. Yay. I'm glad I probably met you yesterday then. To get the energy that you need in order to detox and to create high quality embryos. All right. So we talked about the trampoline. We talked about everything. Oh, there's other products. So reach out to me if you want a little program or whatever you want to do. All right. Question. I'm confused by this sauna suggestion because I don't know. Okay, Rochelle. So here's the thing. I'm not saying that after a transfer, you should be sitting in the sauna. No. I'm saying that if you decide that you want to do some purification practices, sweating is a very good way to start eliminating heavy metals from the body. And all of us have some kind of heavy metal toxicity. Most dentists aren't doing mercury based fillings anymore, although mine did offer it about a month ago. I was shocked because no one does that anymore. It's crazy. But we're affected by it, whether you're eating out of aluminum or you're using tin foil to cook your food in or wrap it up, or there's heavy metals in pharmaceutical drugs. So we're all exposed to them. It's in the air, the water. I mean, so it's a great thing to do when you decide you want to do some purification practices. Now, if you tend to be really hot, and you're sweating all the time anyways, or the idea of a sauna just does not work for you, don't do it. Don't. Okay. So I want all of this to be easy for you. I want you to feel like it's not a big burden, like you're not having to do another thing that's making your life more challenging. No, because ideally, the purification and detoxification practices are part of your life. It's part of your lifestyle. Because, years ago, I used to say in the spring, which is the season of the liver and gallbladder, do some detox, do some, concentrated 10-day or 28-day program to help set you up for the rest of the year. I don't say that anymore. I say now we have no choice. We want to be doing this regularly. And you can switch it up in the seasons. Like for me, I'm lucky enough to have a sauna at home. I bought mine, gosh, almost 20 years ago. It was not a huge investment then. It's still really not if you get a simple one. And I sweat a regular amount regularly in the winter. Do I do that in the summer? No. I'd rather go swimming in the salt, in the ocean if I can. So switch things up. You don't want to do the same things all the time. So I love to think of the seasons. What we do in the spring is going to be different from what we do in the winter, obviously. And you don't want to get bored in the body. You don't want the body to adapt either. So you want to keep introducing things that are going to get you to start feeling better and get your organs functioning better. Can AMH levels change? Yes. Yes, of course. Everything changes. There's nothing in the universe that doesn't change. Now, we notice a lot of people, their minds don't change that easily, but if they decide they want to, they can. What about LED light therapy? Oh, yes. Okay, Karen. So you'll see if you go to my website, I have an LED light therapy page. Check it out. There's a good video there with Dr. Kilt, where he talks about using LED light to optimize fertility outcomes. Here's the thing about LED light, and I've been using it in the clinic for over 10 years now, and I absolutely love it. If we're going to get into your ovaries directly, then you can't have a lot of fascia between the pad and your ovaries, okay? So fascia is fat, right? So if you have a lot of excess abdominal fat, we might not be able to access your ovaries directly over your abdomen, right? So if you're on the thinner side, we can actually reach the ovaries and immediately improve your egg quality through the mitochondria, through the release of nitric oxide. And it's amazing. There's a lot of good studies too, mostly done in the laser world. But if you go to pubmed.gov and put in light egg quality, light fertility, all of these studies are going to come up. Here's the thing. LED is an outgrowth of the laser industry. And the laser folks are going to say, ours is better. But it's mostly because they've invested a lot of money because lasers are expensive. And I'm not saying it's not worth it. It is. But honestly, I think LED is better. It's easier to use depending on your size again, because of the photobiomodulation, how we're getting the whole terrain to change rather than just one targeted area. And the fact that we can go over the eyes gets into your autonomic nervous system, which is also a key aspect to getting you into the ability to start self-healing, right? That rest and digest mode. So how long? Now, Karen, that depends on, what I like to do is meet you where you're at. Okay. So if you are preparing for another retrieval in a month, then we're going to do what we can in this month's time. I would say start with the 5-day phototherapy reset, and then let's move you on to stem cells. Okay. And then, in a perfect world, you could be doing LED light every week or 3 times, or rent a unit and use it every day. It totally depends, right? So we want to customize what's going to work best for you. Is magnesium float good? Yes, Michelle. Cryotherapy good? Yes. So there's all of these float tanks out there now, the saltwater tanks, highly recommended. I do think on some level it is detoxifying because it's the salt, pulls out toxins. If you could do a little heat before you get in, that's going to facilitate a further detoxification. Cryotherapy is amazing if you can do it. Why? Because it's an anti-inflammatory, right? So if you have the opportunity to go to a spa or any kind of resort and they have the hot tub cold plunge, do it, because that kind of intense circulation is how we decrease inflammation, right? Other than diet and all of those things, but in an immediate, direct way, when you are introducing the body to that kind of cold, you feel amazing. Why? Because your blood flow. I mean, a lot of our health, it comes back to how well your blood is flowing, right? So when things are stuck, you feel irritable. So we want to get them unstuck. When you feel stuck, you feel hot. So we want to decrease that heat so that you feel better. Those are the 2 main factors in recurring pregnancy loss, right? Excess heat and blood stasis. So this is why I talk about this a lot, that we want to set you up for a healthy, sustainable pregnancy, right? So I love what I call the 3 R's in the Scrambled to Success program that I do. The first one is removing that which is causing the stasis. What causes us to feel stuck? A lot of it is toxins, right? The inability to move freely is because we are burdened internally, and heat. What causes us to feel so hot all the time? Usually it's the liver wanting to detox. The liver becomes burdened. It starts really trying to do what it was designed to do, which is detox, and then you feel hot. So I'd rather feel hot than cold, though. I have to say that. How about oxygen therapy when it actually goes up in there? What do you mean up in there? Oxygen therapy, love it. Ozone therapy, all of that, highly recommend it. I wish we had all of this here at CNY Fertility. Wouldn't that be cool? I actually want an LED light bed also. It's amazing. If you have access, Google it. Light therapy beds. It's like a tanning booth, and you get in the bed and there's thousands of diodes. You are completely different on a cellular level in 5 minutes when you get in one of those beds. And they're only $120,000. So that's why I don't have one yet, but I'm working on it. How do you feel about B12 and NAD injections? Camille, it's a good question. Here's the thing. I was always told that B12 has to be synthesized in the gut. Okay. I have to respond to Instagram here. I'm sorry. So therefore, if you get injections, you're bypassing the gut, and that's not necessarily the most beneficial way. Okay. So, but on the other hand, I've talked to women right after they had injections, and they said they felt great. So here's the thing. If you get a blood test and it comes back that your B12 levels are high, it's probably not really that they're high. It's that you're not synthesizing it well in the gut. You're not absorbing it. So NAD, yeah. It depends. The reason I like using the phototherapy patches is because A, it's easy. B, it's really affordable. And C, you're getting the body to endogenously create a biochemical change. I have one on here today. This is the carnosine patch. So you're waking up your body to do its own change. So there are no contraindications. So I like that because it's all comes back to how well your organs are functioning, right? How well is your endocrine system functioning? So we don't necessarily want to say, oh, just take a bunch of melatonin and that's going to help you to sleep. No, like let's correct, what is it about your hypothalamus that's not producing enough melatonin so that you can sleep well, if that makes sense to you. So 37.28. Kaya, yeah, there's things we can do. Remember, the body's designed to heal. So when you remove things that are causing distress, and then you replace things, this is the 3 R's. It's amazing what your ovaries can do. You can actually, it's the true anti-aging. We can actually get your ovaries to function better. So that will reflect in your blood work. Okay. So I do believe that we can do that. How long will it take? It just depends. Sometimes we make big changes. A lot of the studies, I've read it's after 5 to 7 days where we see a change, right? If what you're doing is effective and the best thing for you, we're going to see a change. I am one of the acupuncturists here and fertile spirit coaches at CNY, but thank you for asking that question. I've done the chamber thing, but in her places the tube going in the vagina. Well, geez, Michelle, I tell folks, do what you're drawn to. When you're doing something like oxygen therapy in a chamber, when you do the whole body, of course, it's going to be affecting your vaginal area. So if you had something in particular wrong with your cervix, I would say then definitely go intravaginally, right? You want to be as direct as possible. But like in the case of stem cells, when we use the stem cell patch, the X39, again, back to this endogenous creation of the stem cells, the body will recruit them an area of priority, right? So they're going to go to where they are most needed. Okay, time flies when you're rambling on. I have to go. Thank you all for listening. Remember, reach out to me through my website. It's the best way to schedule with me. Have a wonderful day. Remember to pay attention to what you're thinking and how you're feeling. It absolutely affects your outcomes in your life. You want to have good levels of vitamin D. Absolutely. And we can talk about that next time, different ways to get the D levels up, because a lot of it depends on your microbiome. Bye.